Union Minister for Law and Justice and Information Technology. May I now humbly request Honourable Minister to share his thoughts and vision on this occasion.
Honourable the Chief Justice of India, very respected Honourable Justice Venkatachalaiah, Justice Kheher, Justice Deepak Mishra, Justice Bobde, Distinguished Attorney General of India, Judges of Supreme Court, Chief Justices of High Court, former judges, very eminent senior lawyers, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the very outset compliment Honourable the Chief Justice for the first edition of this Constitutional Day Supreme Court Lecture Series. It was long overdue. And what is a matter of great assurance that the first speaker is respected Sri Venkatachalaiah. I don't know him much, but he has given always his very happy blessings to me whenever I have met him. I would say Justice Venkatachalaiah represents the best which the Indian judiciary has to offer. A fine embodiment of dignity, integrity, humility, and judicial scholarship, all combined into one. And the topic he has chosen for the very maiden first lecture is constitutional education, judicial legislation and its limits. Very timely, we all eagerly would look forward to hear him. My compliment to the eminent lawyers who have been awarded today for their contribution. I know all of them. I had the privilege to assist many of them when I had begun my law practice. Then they were gracious enough to adopt me as their friend. When I shifted to Delhi, my compliments to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, very briefly, I would speak wearing many hats when I see the journey of India's constitution in the last 70 years. First and foremost, as a student of India's constitution. The second, as a lawmaker for the last 17 years. Third, with my experience in governance. It is my third term as the Law Minister of India. The first was in the Vajpayee government and the second time in Modi government. And most of all, as an activist from my student life. And now it is close to 30 years that I have been campaigning in the country, in the nook and corner, and seeing the country evolve. I have the privilege to act as my party in charge of 8 states. And whenever I go in states, I seek to understand that state. And when I see this evolution of India's constitution, what is the biggest tribute we need to pay to our founding fathers? All the doomsayers have been proved to be incorrect. They chose we will give the right of franchise to every Indian, regardless of his religion, faith, or literacy. People said, what are you doing? Secondly, they said have limited democracy, whether India will survive or not. But today, India has survived. And I think this great document, the India's constitution, has done what? It has told the people of India who they are and what they owe to themselves. And today, after 70 years, people of India know they can unseat any political party, howsoever powerful, any political leader, howsoever popular. And this recognition has brought about an extraordinary degree of, I would say, humility in the polity of India. I would give you 2 examples. There are political forces, particularly in the South, who said we need to alienate away from India. When they came to power, our constitutional ethos told them, you have to understand the idea of India. They stopped talking about alienation. I remember a member of parliament who was always talking of breaking away from India for his cause, right or wrong, is a debatable question. But when he was elected as a member of Lok Sabha, he was taking oath under the Indian Constitution. And third, when I was minister in the Vajpayee government, information and broadcasting, I had gone to Northeast A young chief minister of a young state asked me for lunch. He was a secessionist. I asked him, how are you feeling? I'm enjoying thoroughly. What I wanted to do, people have given me the chance as the chief minister, and I trust India, and I trust my state, and I trust the people. That is the equalizer which our constitution brings about. And therefore I say, it is a social document. It is also a political project whereby the people of India sought to give themselves justice, equality, fraternity, with the right to go ahead. But above all, a fine embodiment incorporating the essence of India's diversity. And therefore I say, if I reflect upon what I told in the afternoon in the Supreme Court, three distinct phases of Indian polity. The first was the politics of want. The second was the politics of identity. And the third is the politics of aspiration and hope with good governance. And in all these three phases, in the last 70 years, serious issues came about. And when we see India's constitutional evolution and all the issues which arose anywhere in the world, Indian March had to grapple with that. And there came the Indian judiciary, finding an extraordinary legal response to all these challenges. And that has made India a very mature society, a constitutionally a very empowered society. Few observations I would like to make. The Supreme Court has done extraordinarily well, but this is Care talked of emergency. And this I am saying as a pupil of late legendary leader Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan. When we were fighting against emergency, I was a very young student leader. All the high courts of India showed great courage. From Patna to Mumbai to Calcutta to Rajasthan, they entertained writ petitions questioning illegal detentions. But let us not forget, Supreme Court failed us and came ADM Jabalpur. Today is the time to recollect. There will be no repetition of that lapse. It was a monumental lapse. The second thing I would like to say is some of the great initiative of Supreme Court of innovative legislation by reading into Article 21 the procedure established by law. The procedure has to be fair, reasonable and just, was a remarkable innovation, incorporating some of the finest strands of international law and making Indian Constitution a fine beacon of scholarship. We are very proud of that. But one thing I would like to gently remind, legislation, Constitution has always given and must remain the preserve of the legislature. That's one thing I would like to highlight. The second thing I would like to say, the court must give directions if the executive fails and falters. The court must quash the orders. The court must set aside laws which are found to be wanting in constitutional compliance. But governance must remain those who are elected to govern. I think if those nuances are kept in mind, large number of problems which we encounter would be resolved. Our commitment to an independent judiciary is an article of faith. I had said it earlier. I wish to remind today, amidst a large number of people present, this government is led by leaders right from the Prime Minister who have fought and suffered in the emergency. From Shri Narendra Modi, to Rajnath Singh, to Arun Jaitley, to Sushma Swaraj, to Venkaiah Naidu, to Ravi Shankar Prasad, some 4 or 5 years senior, some 4 or 5 years junior, who have fought in the emergency for 3 freedoms: individual, media and judicial. And therefore, our commitment remains completely, I would say, without doubt, irrevocable. One last word. Mukul talked about the great contribution of Dr. Ambedkar. Yes, the more I read about that man, the more I am proud of him. He was not the chairman of the drafting committee because he was a Dalit, but he was the greatest jurist of his time available, and that is a matter of record. But he never allowed his handicaps to block his great creativity in the quest of a better India. But today, when we are celebrating Constitution Day, let me gently remind, he died in 56, and the country gave him Bharat Ratna only in 1990. Why? Sardar Patel died in 1950, the great unifier of India. He got Bharat Ratna after 41 years in 1991. Why? The great Maulana Azad, powerful leader, died in 59. He was a Desh Ratna. He was given Bharat Ratna in 1992. Maybe when our country has become 70 years mature, to the time to reflect, we can have differences, but let us agree to recognize those who are worthy of the cause to make what India is today. If that lesson is learnt, it will be a great day. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.